Welcome to Reading the Bible with Pastor. Today we're on Exodus chapter 32. Moses has received all the instructions that he is going to give to the people about the tabernacle and the priests of his people, how they're going to ordain them, sanctify them, and how to build this tabernacle. He is making his way down the mountain with the tablets of the Lord written by the very finger of God, as we read at the very end of chapter 31. When the people saw that Moses delayed to come down from the mountain, the people gathered themselves together to Aaron and said to him, "Up, make us gods who shall go before us. As for this Moses, the man who brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we do not know what has become of him." All right, so this is setting us a little bit in the past before Moses comes down, as he has gone up into the mountain there and is covered by clouds. You'll have to go all the way back to Exodus chapter 24 to read about this. This is where the elders and Moses and Joshua go up onto the mountain. And there they have a meal with the Lord. He provides for them. And then Joshua and Moses go up a little further. And then Moses goes into the clouds. And we read about this, Exodus chapter 24, starting at verse 12 here for us. The Lord said to Moses, "Come up to me on the mountain and wait there, that I may give you the tablets of stone, the law and the commandment, which I have written for their instruction." So Moses rose with his assistant Joshua, and Moses went up into the mountain of God. And he said to the elders, "Wait here for us to return to you. And behold, Aaron and Hur are with you. Whoever is dispute, let him go with them." Then Moses went up on the mountain, and the cloud covered the mountain. All right, so there Moses goes up in the mountain, is covered in this cloud of the Lord, and the people have not seen or heard of him. I'm not sure how long this time period is, but the people are now beginning to grumble. We'll continue with verse 2. So Aaron said to them, "Take off the rings of gold that are in the ears of your wives, your sons, and your daughters, and bring them to me." So all the people took off the rings of the gold that were in their ears and brought them to Aaron. And he received the gold from their hand, and fashioned it with an engraving tool, and made a golden calf. And they said, "These are your gods, O Israel, who brought you up out of the land of Egypt." The Lord had been showing them all these signs and saying, "I am the Lord your God who's brought you out of the land of Egypt," with these great signs, these plagues that were given unto Egypt. And the people, not seeing Moses around, have now said, "Well, we need to make up gods in order to show that a God, lowercase g, is getting us through this." Verse 5. When Aaron saw this, he built an altar before it. And Aaron made a proclamation and said, "Tomorrow shall be a feast to the Lord." And they rose up early the next day and offered burnt offerings and brought peace offerings. And the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. And the Lord said to Moses, "Go down, for your people, whom you brought up out of the land of Egypt, have corrupted themselves. They turned aside quickly out of the way that I had commanded them. They have made for themselves a golden calf, and worshipped it, and sacrificed to it, and said, 'These are your gods, O Israel, who brought you up out of the land of Egypt.' And the Lord said to Moses, 'I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people. Now therefore, let me alone, that my wrath may burn hot against them, and I may consume them, in order that I may make a great nation out of you.'" So here the people have sinned so much that the Lord is no longer calling them his people, but your people, this people, these that have turned away from the commands of the Lord, showing that what they are doing is not what God had intended them to do. Verse 11. But Moses implored the Lord his God and said, "O Lord, why does your wrath burn hot against your people, whom you have brought out of the land of Egypt with great power and with a mighty hand? Why should the Egyptians say, 'With evil intent did he bring them out, to kill them in the mountains, and to consume them from the face of the earth'? Turn from your burning anger, and relent from this disaster against your people. Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, your servants, to whom you swore by your own self, and said to them, I will multiply your offspring as the stars of heaven, and all this land that I have promised I will give to your offspring, and they shall inherit it forever. And the Lord relented from the disaster that he has spoken of bringing on his people. Moses here does exactly what we do when we go in prayer to the Lord. We call upon him to act as he has promised. And Moses reminds God that he's made a promise to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob to make a great nation out of his people. And then he says, if you do this, dear Lord, you'll be going against your promise. And the Lord sees this, and in his unchanging way, doesn't change from what he was going to do by this promise. He stays with his people and relents from his anger. We'll continue reading about what happens with this incident with the golden calf as we continue reading chapter 32. We'll pick up next time then with verse 15. As always, please subscribe to the channel and share this with others so that they may also read the Bible with Pastor.